Now, I'll just give you one more example. This is what is P. P is a dicot seed. Is it clear? One thing I would like to show you. This system, this is actually forming from the radicle. This is forming from actual radicle. So this kind of system is called taproot system. What is taproot system? What is taproot? Taproot is a kind of root where there is a main root. It branches, is it clear, to form the primary, the secondary, the tertiary roots. Is it okay? A typical root what you have seen. This is what is this kind of root system. This kind of root is formed from radical. Is it all right? So I'll show you one more germination, one more hypogeal germination. So in this, but I'll show you with a monocot seed. In maize we will show. Now in maize it's the same thing. All right, maize, a maize seed. Here is the embryo present, if you remember. Is it all right? Now here the maize seed germinates, the epicotyle elongates, is it clear, and the plumule, okay, and here the hypocotyle doesn't elongate, but here what is present is radicle. It starts forming the root system, same. All right, this remains under the soil only. Why? Because here the epicotyle is elongating. Is it all right? Now here this is the leaf coming out. This is the plumule. All right, and now this is the hypocotyle didn't elongate. Okay, and what is this? Is the root system which is forming, but this root system dies off soon. This actual root system which was formed by the radical actually dies off soon, withers, it dries up. Is it clear? Now it dies off, is it all right? And from the base of the, so what happens from the base of the stem, from the base of the shoot system comes out. Once this system dries off, from the base of the shoot system, by this time the cotyledon takes lot of nutrients from the endosperm and provide it, because this is an endospermic plant. I told you, is it all right? The endosperm, it takes nutrients from the endosperm and provides it to the growing embryo. The endosperm also become thin, dry. Is it all right? Okay, and the shoot system has grown up. Epicotyle is still elongating. Is it clear? And down, hypocotyle has not elongated. Plus, what has happened? The root system, the actual root system, the tap root system is withered off, is no more there. It is dried off. Is it clear? So, what happens from the base of the stem comes out a cluster of root-like structure. Is it clear? We call this structure as, this kind of root is called fibrous root. Is it all right? We call it fibrous root. What kind of root system is this? This is tap root system. Tap root system. Is it all right? And fibrous, in this case, it is adventitious root as well. What is the difference between a true root and adventitious root? True root grows from radicle. It grows from radicle. Adventitious roots grows from any part of the plant body other than radicle. Any part of the plant body. Is it clear? From the base of the stem or anywhere on the stem. You have seen from the branches in banyan, you have seen now there are some supporting roots hanging. So that is also, those are also adventitious roots. Is it clear? If root is growing from, money plants you have seen, when they grow up, they give out root like structure to cling on. Is it clear? To the support. So what happens now? This kind of root, they are not growing from the radicals. They grow from any part of the plant body other than radicle. So this kind of root is known as, these kind of roots are known as adventitious roots. We can call these as adventitious roots. We can call these as adventitious roots. Why can we call this as adventitious roots? Because they are growing from the base of the stem. They are not growing from radicle. Is it clear? But here in this hypogeal germination, these are not adventitious root. This is taproot. In case of pea, two hypogeal germination I have shown. One with maize seed, another with pea seed. Is it clear? One with maize seed, this is maize seed, another with pea. This root system has come out from radicle. Is it all right? So this is a taproot, a true root. Okay, and here this has come out from the base of the stem. So these are adventitious root. What are fibrous root? Fibrous root always grow in cluster. There is no main root kind and the secondary, primary and secondary and tertiary root, nothing like that. Is it clear? They grow from and they are hair like a cluster of roots. These are called fibrous root, and in this case this fibrous root is adventitious root. The germination in maize seed is hypogeal germination. Okay, one more kind of germination let us do, that is a very different one. In marshy areas, is it clear? Marshy places, the soil lacks oxygen, air, you know. Marshy जिसको हम लोग दलदल कहते हैं, is it all right? Muddy area, all right. So Rhizophora is one of the mangrove plants. Rhizophora is one of the examples. In those cases, what happens now? If the seed falls in the ground, if the seed falls in the ground, you know, like normal how seed is forming, they fail to germinate due to lack of oxygen. Lack of oxygen. Why? There is a deficiency of oxygen because the soil is muddy. Is it clear? Is muddy, marshy land. Marshy. Is it? Okay. So in this case, what happens? There is a typical kind of germination seen in these kind of plants. The fruits, they bear fruits. Inside the fruits are present the seed, and the seeds start to germinate when they are still present inside the fruit, and the fruit is still attached, means it's still attached to the mother plant. Is it all right? So what am I saying? The fruit is there in the plant, inside the fruit is present the seed, and the seed starts to germination, the seed starts to germinate when it is still inside the fruit. Is it clear? So it germinates, the seed germinates. Suppose this is the fruit, the seed germinates, the fruit. Is it clear? Inside the fruit, the seed germinates into a seedling. What did I say? What is a seedling? Seedling is a baby plant which has not established itself as a plant independently yet. Is it all right? It has started germinating. We cannot call it an embryo because root system has started forming, then shoot system has started forming. It is no more an embryo, but it has not established itself completely. A tiny baby plant. Is it clear? Now they grow into a seedling, all right? That means the plant formation has already taken place, and then it falls from the plant. Is it all right? So once it falls from the plant, it gets, because it is marshy, muddy land, soft land, they get inserted, means they fall on this, and then the root system start to grow. Is it clear? It is not difficult. It's not a dry land. Is it all right? And then the root system start to grow. Is it clear? They have a special kind of root also. Means you will, we don't have to do, we call it breathing roots, new metaphors. That is different, but they do not get oxygen directly from the soil. That is why the germination process has to be completed in air. In air means when it is still, the seed germinates when it is still present inside the fruit, and the fruit is still attached to the mother plant. And this kind of germination is known as viviparous germination. What is viviparity? You know, we will in classification of animals also we will do what is viviparity. This is a characteristic in which eggs are not laid, or here eggs are, the seeds are compared with the eggs. Birth means the babies are born directly, giving birth to the babies directly, what mammals do. Mammals do not lay eggs, they give birth to the babies directly. So to some extent this is also doing the same thing. It is not letting it fall and germinate separately. The baby is coming out when it is still attached to the mother plant. That is why we call this kind of germination as viviparous germination. Soneracea is another example. Soneracea, this is also found in marshy areas. Is it clear? Rhizophora, Soneracea, these are certain examples in which viviparous germination is seen. And what is a seedling? Just now I told you, it is a baby plant which has germinated, embryo has germinated and started forming a plant, a tiny plant which has not established in itself completely as a plant. Is it clear? It's still not independent yet completely. So this kind of plants are known as the seedlings. Okay. So that's all about our germination, types of germination we have done, and there is there is a small project kind I have decided to give you. What you can do is, I hope the types of germinations are clear to you. Now today's date is 28/5. Please keep the date as 28/5/2020. One experiment I had already given you, you remember, about not shown a hibiscus flower, epicalyx and all. The second one we are going to do this. Is it fine? Just have a look. What you have to do is take a, just a minute, what you have to do, the same copy, is it all right?